Hey everybody, I'm Sean.
And I'm Kieran.
Welcome back to part 3 of our trip here to Elinor Lake. And welcome back to another episode of Angling Spiders. Welcome back everyone. We are just about to head out for day 3 of our trip here to Elinor Lake. Unfortunately, likely to be a pretty short one. We checked the weather before we came out, and it was supposed to be relatively calm on the 3rd day with winds from the west. The winds are still extremely strong from the north, which is the worst possible direction for this lake, and it's actually spitting rain. So we may not be out here for that long, but we're gonna give it a try here, and we'll see how it goes. And let's get out on the water.
Let's go.
All right, everybody. Day 3. We had one of the most perfect fishing days on day 1 from a fall perspective. Day 3, probably one of the most challenging, but we're gonna try it. So what's on the line here is the tournament, and we calculated everything up last night, and we figured out that pretty much if Kieran gets the first fish today, he wins this thing. So he's eager to get this first fish, and we're gonna see what happens. So I'm gonna give her the countdown here, and this thing is on. You ready, Chief? 3. All right, 3, 2, 1. We're back on. He's gonna get out there first. I gotta get my line in the water, and we'll see what happens. As I'm getting ready here, because what I'm going to do is troll, I will say the importance of checking the weather. Now, I know most people who go out fishing do check the weather. It was important, but given this it was a planned trip and we had rooms booked, it's a little bit more challenging because you got to come out and you got to deal with what the weather is at the time. We knew, as I said before, it's going to be windy. We thought the wind was only going to be on day 2, and that it was going to be relatively calm and somewhat clear today. So it's a bit annoying right now, to be honest, that the weather is like it is. Not much we can do about it. We use a couple of different sources. Obviously we check the forecast. We use a couple of different websites for forecast. And then we also use something called Wind Finder. Wind Finder is really good for looking at wind speed and wind direction, and it gives a forecast of wind speed and direction as well. So if you've never used the Wind Finder website, I will put that up in the description for this video. All right, we're in here to our start. We're both trolling over to the far side to the bay where I caught a significant number of fish yesterday. It's also just happens to be one of the calmest places on the lake right at the moment as well, so that helps out. Kieran, I think, is trolling his Mako swim bait, and right at the moment I'm trolling the crayfish lure, but I'm going to be switching that up as soon as I get over to the other side here. So Let's see what happens. Okay guys, I might have one here on the crayfish. Hopefully a walleye. That's what I was targeting. No, it's a pike. That fish is officially landed right there. First fish of the day. So this tournament is still on. Kieran can still get it if he gets more fish than me today. So that is an entire possibility. Well, there it is. As tiny as it is, there's the first fish of the day. Now Kieran's got to get out there and catch a bunch more. How close it was, guys. I just let that fish go. Kieran's over there and he's got one. So about 30 seconds apart, our first two fish of the day. Love this lake, hate this weather. And there is Kieran's first fish of the day. Little tiny pike. Alrighty, let's get back to it. So given conditions what they are, guys, we had originally planned to be out here for about 5-6 hours today. We're probably going to be lucky if we get maybe 2 hours in here, so we'll see how it goes. But and I know it's it never shows up on the GoPro, but these waves are a lot bigger than they look on camera. We're sitting at about 1.5 foot swells right here. They're just starting to do white caps. Those ones with white caps are about a 2 foot swell. When we paddle into those, they break over the end of our kayak sometimes, and it gets a little bit of water in the boat, so that's challenging as well. So yeah, makes it really tough to control your fishing and keep yourself stable. And of course the wind wants us to push us into the waves constantly, so we're gonna do what we can. I just decided to switch up in my tackle box here and see if I could use something different and put on a crankbait. Don't use crankbaits very often. Usually would use them for walleye. And there's a little tiny pike. We'll get that little guy off and keep going.
Oh, okay, I just pulled one in here as we were switching the cameras over. Once again on the red and yellow mako lure, perch colored. So here is the fish. Not a bad size. Not the biggest one, but not horrible. We're gonna measure it up here. I would say it's about 40 centimeters, so not horrible. Oh, we'll let him go here. There you go.
Got one?
Number 5 for today.
Nice.
Pretty good. We haven't actually been out here that long. So.
No kidding.
I just got one before. It was slightly bigger. I would say it was about 52.
Okay.
This one's a lot smaller. I'll measure it up. Well, oh, all right.
That's awesome. Yeah, the weather might not be the greatest, but the fishing seems to be hot.
Yep.
All right, let's get back at it. I'm ready. Oh, that's a better one, man. Look at you go.
Oh,
Getting the biggest fish on day 3. Finally. Oh, you better measure that one up. You're also showing me up. Isn't that your 7th?
This is my 7th.
Like, okay. Seriously. I have 3.
Yeah. Jumpy. That's about 60.
Nice. That's close to the keeper size.
Yeah.
We haven't had many like that.
We'll put 'em.
Okay. All right. I'm getting a little, I'm not, I gotta get back to fishing. Yes. This is getting serious now. So we're just on the west side of the lake here, in an area where the waves are a little bit higher right at the moment. Again, probably doesn't look that high, but you'll probably see when I hit the swells that I'm bouncing pretty good. We're out here drifting in these big waves, and Kieran just picked up another one right beside his kayak, and it's an important one because I believe this ties him with me for most fish. Would that be your 8th of the day?
Yes.
Why is that significant in any way?
So this ties us for the most fish.
Yes, it does. You are kicking my behind today. I do have a fish. Feels like a better one. It is a better one. I think this is in the keeper range. Okay, that's my best one of the day. Maybe not quite keeper range. We'll measure it up here and see. That one is, no, it isn't. 60 centimeters. 60 centimeters, so that's actually smaller than the one Kieran caught before, but my biggest of the day for sure. So get him back in here, ready to go, and gone. Another one, looks like it's a little bit decent size. There he goes. And he ties it up again. All right, guys, we were just heading in here. Just call it for a day. Decided to chuck on the Angling Spiders lure. See if I could get one last fish. Good scrap or two. This is a good size one. There we go. Decent size one for me. I will measure this guy up That guy is 62 centimeters. A centimeter off keeper size here at Elinor. And probably my last fish of this trip, so nice. Way to end it on the angling spider's hook. We'll let this guy go here. And there he goes. All right, welcome back everybody. Obviously we're back again in our backyard. A lot has changed since we filmed this third episode. It's been a number of weeks. We had hoped to get this one out earlier, but to be honest, we were thinking about going fishing again one more time. That didn't happen because the weather's changed. This guy got sick, so we had to give him a COVID test, and thankfully it was negative, so he's just got a cold, but that kept us out of things for a while. And then of course this happened, and so our kayak fishing season is likely at an end. We have to put the kayaks away for the year, which is unfortunate. We were hoping to get out one more time, but that won't be the end of the Angling Spiders videos for the rest of the winter. There'll be other things to come for sure. But what we really want to talk about was the end of the tournament. It was a great tournament. We went into that last day really close, and really, to be honest, if Kieran would have caught the first fish, he would have pretty much wrapped things up, but I was able to pull that off. And so as you guys saw, it came down to the most fish. I went into that day 3 with 25 fish cumulatively for the first 2 days. How about you?
And I went into that day with 20 fish.
Yeah, so it was a 25-20 lead on my part, and as you guys saw, Kieran came out strong. He was catching quite a few fish, and that's why we left it a cliffhanger. We went back and forth all day, but in the end of the day, I didn't have the greatest fishing day, and I only caught 5. And how about you?
Yeah, I actually had a pretty good day and ended up catching 11 fish.
So what that means is at the end of that day, Kieran had 31 fish and I had 30. And so the guy who won the tournament is right here. I'm happy to shake your hand. Kieran is the winner of the first annual Angling Spiders fishing tournament. Not sure if you guys were betting on him or not, but at the end of the day, it was that really big pike that put him over the edge, which is fantastic. I was glad he caught it, and that was a great time. So we're going to do this every year if we can, and who knows, maybe even next year we'll invite some other YouTubers. So if any of you guys are out there want to join us, it's time to get on the water. All right. The last thing we're going to do today is we're going to go get our trusty hat, because it's been a long time since we did a draw. A lot of you were betting on this tournament in terms of who was going to catch the first fish and whether we were going to complete challenges. We've put all your names in a hat, and we're going to draw some lures. As we said before, we wanted to draw for an Angling Spiders lure, and we also wanted to give away the 3D printed lure from EDC Preacher. But because we had such a good response in the last while, we're actually going to draw a second lure from the Angling Spiders lures, and so we're going to give away 3 prizes today. So let's go get the hat and get it done.
Let's draw some names.
Welcome back everybody. So we went and got our trusty giveaway hat that we always use. It is freezing out here, so we want to get this done. What we're going to do is we're going to draw a couple names for our Angling Spiders lures. For those of you that already won one, sorry, but we took your names out, but don't worry, we'll put your names back in when we draw for the 3D printed lure from EDC Preacher. So I'm going to start out by drawing our first name for a Angling Spiders lure. And our first winner is David Woodley. All right, and Kieran's going to draw the next one.
And the second winner is Rob Smith.
All right, so David Woodley and Rob Smith, congratulations. You've both won an Angling Spiders lure. If you send us your contact information at anglingspiders@gmail.com, we will get those sent out to you guys right away. And now we are going to get the rest of the names put back in the hat and draw one more time for a 3D printed lure from EDC Preacher. And everybody's eligible for this one, including the people who just won. So you might win too.
All right.
All right. So we've now added all the names of our previous winners of an Angling Spiders lure, as well as the winners from today. So everybody's got a shot at winning this custom painted 3D printed lure from EDC Preacher. And Kieran's going to draw the name.
Okay. And the winner is Fortnite LZ.
All right. So Fortnite LZ, you have won the 3D printed lure from EDC Preacher.
Yeah, once again, just send us your contact information at anglingspiders@gmail.com and we'll get that sent out to you.
Okay, so congratulations to everybody who just won a lure. One thing I want to mention, every once in a while we do have a winner that doesn't contact us. It doesn't happen very often, but we do want to remind everybody that you have to be watching our videos in order to win. And so if for some reason somebody doesn't contact us, we'll just put those prizes back in the mix in the future. We hope that doesn't happen, obviously, but if it does, we want to make sure that those prizes remain available. So we'll make sure that we give them away one way or another. I also just wanted to take this opportunity to thank everybody for continuing to follow us, especially through that tournament. It was a great time and we got a lot of great comments. It's been a fantastic year of kayak fishing. Our numbers are up about another 50 since the last time we mentioned it, so we're getting ever closer to that 500 subscriber mark. And we really appreciate you guys playing a part in that. If you know anybody who you think would enjoy our channel, we'd appreciate you passing that along. Lastly, from me, I just wanted to remind everybody about our fishing logbooks. If you're a new subscriber and you haven't seen these before, we have fishing logbooks for all the fishing, or the lakes that we fish at, sorry. And we would be happy to make those for you. So if there's a lake that you would like to have a fishing logbook page for, just let us know. We'll create it and we'll put it in the link in our videos and you can access it there. So with that, I think we'll close it out for today.
Remember, if you like the video, smash that like button, hit subscribe. Until next time, good fishing.